All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are still on page 70. This isn't a particular problem number. This is just basically the definition of factorial and then how to actually compute the number of permutations and combinations. We'll talk about that. This first thing I want you to scratch out, that's a little bit obscure. Let's get rid of that for right now. Instead of doing it with n, let's do it with real numbers. So if I write 7 factorial, that means to start with a 7 and multiply all the way down till you get to 1, decreasing each time. So 7 factorial means 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And 20 factorial would be 20 times 19 times 18 times 17 times 16, blah, 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 all the way down to times 1. Now, I've already showed you how to compute this on both calculators. I've showed you how to compute factorial in a previous video. Let me just do a quick reminder. If I'm using the TI-30, if I want to do 7 factorial, I first put in, make sure the calculator's on, it is, okay. I first put in the number 7, okay, so I've entered a 7. And now I go to the probability button, and when I do, let's see if you can get some light there, we're going to pick option 3 because that's the factorial option. And we now have 7 factorial on the screen, and we're going to hit enter. And there's my answer. 7 factorial is, what is it? 5040. 5040. A definition that I want you to remember is that 0 factorial, by definition, is 1. So that's just something you need to commit to memory, okay? Let me show you how to do 7 factorial on the other calculator. Okay, if I had let me clear this. If I had an 83 or an 84, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with 7, okay? And then we're going to go to the math menu by pushing the math button. But we have to use our little cursor pad and we scroll over to where it says probability, okay? And then I believe, look at it, it's option what, 4? Yeah, option 4 is the factorial. And then we hit enter. And of course we get the same answer. I'm just showing you how to do it on 2 different calculators because I'm not sure which one you have, okay? So learn how to do this on your calculator and remember that 0 factorial is 1. Now, permutations and combinations. NPR, basically a permutation, anytime you're dealing with a permutation, order matters, like lining people up in a row, for example, or arranging things where order matters. That is a permutation in general. A combination is more like you're picking a committee of people. Combination, think of committee. If you picked a committee of 3 people, it does not matter what order you pick them in. It's just that there's 3 people. So you use permutations when order matters. You use combinations when it doesn't. Now, I'm going to write a weird definition here for you. If I'm trying to find permutations, I have n objects to start with, and I'm pulling r at a time. A long way to do that is to use this formula. N factorial over n minus r factorial. This is the n, this is the r, and you already know what factorial means. The combination formula would be n factorial over r factorial times n minus r factorial. And to both of those I say, yuck. Why would you want to do that when I'm going to show you how to do this on a calculator? So, if I want to find the number of permutations, I have 5 objects and I'm putting 3 in a row. Okay, I'm pulling 3 and I'm arranging them in order. I could go to this calculator. Okay, let me clear it. All right, here we go. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to first, if I'm trying to find this, I'm first going to put in a 5. Okay, I've entered a 5. See that? There we go. I've entered my 5. Okay, and now I go to the probability button. And since I'm doing permutations, I'm going to pick option 1. See how it typed in the 5 and then the NPR, and now I'm going to type a 3 and I'm going to hit enter. And my answer is 60. So basically this says, if I have 5 things to pick from and order matters, how many different ways can I put 3 in a row? And the answer would be 60. Now, on this one, we don't even need to go to our calculator. If the number in front is less than the number in the back, we're in trouble. What if I said to you, okay, I have 3 objects total. How many ways can I arrange them? How many ways can I arrange them in order if I'm pulling 5 of them? Well, wait a minute. If I have 3 total and I'm trying to pull 5, there are 0 ways to do that. There's 0 ways to do something if the number in front is smaller than the number in the back. It doesn't work. I have 3 objects and I'm supposed to pull 5 and arrange them in order. There are 0 ways to do that. So when I come over here to combinations, the same thing's going to happen. Smaller number in front, larger number in the back, 0 ways to do that. No point even going to a calculator. Now, I'm going to switch to the other calculator to show you how to do combinations, but you can do combinations and permutations on both. If I'm trying to figure out, let's say, for example, I have 5 people and I'm trying to see how many committees I can form with 3 people on them. That's a good way to look at this problem. So what I'm going to do, okay, let me clear out what I've got there. I'm first going to enter the 5, all right? I'm going to enter the 5, the number that's in front. Now I need to let it know we're doing combinations. So on this calculator, I'm going to hit the math menu. Remember, we scroll over to probability, and this time I'm picking combinations, right? NCR, which is option 3. And it wants me to put in a 3 because I'm pulling 3, I'm forming committees of 3 people, and I hit enter, and I get the answer 10. There we go. Okay. So, permutations, order matters. Combinations, it doesn't. Anytime the number in the front is smaller than the number in the back, the answer is 0. That's for whether it's a combination or a permutation. I've taught you how to do these on a calculator. Why would you even want to use those formulas? I wouldn't. You have a calculator. You're going to have a take-home test. Use the calculator on your test the way I showed you. Okay?